it's Carlos, the Ultimate Fitness Training once again, and thank you so much for watching the video. And today we're doing a video with
Dave Spears,
Aaron Smith.
Fantastic, and basically today's video is about helping us become our greatest version. So there's going to be some questions and answers. Hopefully I'll be able to answer, and these guys will be able to answer the questions to the best of our ability. So over to these guys.
Well, thanks for having us again, Carlos. Really appreciate it. I've got a good question. I think you're going for the same at the moment. Obviously winter's coming, which is for me is bulking season. So I'm doing what, a lean bulk. I'm eating well. I'm eating the right amount of carbs. Training really hard. But what I want to know is, obviously for women, the first place you're going to put fat naturally is usually your legs and your butt, and for men it's your stomach. What I want to know is, how do vacuums work for keeping your stomach tucked in? Because I find now I'm eating more calories, more carbs. I'm trying to get bigger, and naturally my stomach is naturally getting bigger as well. I'm lifting heavier, so I feel my core's getting bigger. My transverse is getting bigger because of that. What I want to know is, do vacuums work? How do you keep your core tight and get bigger up top?
Yeah, obviously basically a lot of topics there. Within that question there's about 5 or 6 different questions too. I'll try to obviously accurately respond to that question and answer that question to the best of my ability. Now, one thing is, obviously when you pull weight on, depending on obviously your genetics, some people tend to put more weight on, say, on their legs, some people on the bum, some people on obviously on intestine sort of area. But 9 times out of 10, most people put weight on the belly. The reason being, obviously, where your digestion system is done, and then depending on whether you are a mesomorph, ectomorph, or endomorph, you'll put different sort of weights in other areas. Now, to answer them in terms of vacuum, a lot of people might think that vacuum, they probably think they're going to do some fun vacuum around the house, but really what it's actually meaning is that what a lot of bodybuilders tend to start to use is when they're posing, they soak the internal stomach inside. Now, that's kind of a very dangerous thing to do, because if you do that on a regular basis, that will put your thoracic area into a constant, if you like, contraction. Now, we need to breathe in and breathe out. That's how we do. I wouldn't advise someone to be sucking the belly all the way through the day, because what it's going to do is it's going to put a lot of tension on your heart, because you're not going to be breathing properly. So it's not really.
So a vacuum is, just for the viewers, a vacuum is when you're breathing out and sucking it's like you're trying to push your stomach up to your heart.
Which is a lot of bodybuilders, tend to use when they pose down on the stage. That's just from a visual point of view. It's not an healthy thing to do. I wouldn't advise someone to do that. Now, the other part of the question you were asking is, what should you do in order to bulk up and not gain body fat? Now, that's a massive question, is because it all depends on how many calories you're going to take in. Okay. Because, say, for instance, if you're lean bulking, for instance, I would say it's a safer way to do it, because you kind of count the amount of calories you're taking in, and you kind of count how many calories you're spending, and that's going to be some sort of, you got to be quite accurate with it. Now, if I was say to you how many calories you're taking in,
3,500.
3,500. So how would you then know how many calories you're spending? How would you know?
Well, I'd say I average a session about 700 calories, and then my natural body weight is.
But how would you track that?
Don't prescribe me exactly track that. I'll just guesstimate.
So that's what I'm saying. So
based on average.
So that is going to be really hard.
Yeah.
The best way I can do that, I tell you the best way I can track that, I would advise you guys to track it, is to have very similar amount of food throughout Monday to Friday, and weigh yourself on the same day every week, and you have the same amount of calories every week. So if you're losing weight, for instance, that means you're spending more. Okay. If you gain your weight, it's because obviously you're eating too much and not spending enough, and that's a good sort of, like, you feel like a good scale to balance your calories.
So
that makes sense.
The calorie tracking is the majority part of to keep the body fat as low as possible.
Yes, I mean, loads of guys could do. Look, in this industry, there's loads of, like, I don't know if you want to call them experts, if they call themselves. I don't call myself an expert. I mean, I literally do very basic things, but very well. But that's the thing, really. Just to keep things simple and keep things that you've got track record to be able to calculate. Otherwise, it gets so fucking complicated. People will say loads of things like, I'll take this, take that. You'll have loads of different plates spinning, which can be very, very confusing for the average person that's got a job and wants to come to the gym and just lose a bit of weight and get a bit of muscle. But you guys are doing really well. I think the biggest thing that I would say on bulking up in the winter is there's a fine line between bulking up and gaining loads of fats. That's a massive thing. Because a lot of times you're bulking up, you're getting bigger, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's muscle.
I mean, it's not lean gains.
And that's why one thing I do with my clients, I keep a close measure on the muscle. So obviously, although the body fat's going up, the muscles should kind of like go up at the same sort of, well, more or less at the same sort of speed, if you like, because if your body fat goes through the roof and your muscles still the same, there's a question there.
Okay.
I hope that answers the question. Aaron?
My question is, I like to train Monday to Friday, rugby-based stuff, but also like to mix in a bit of bodybuilding sort of training. I train rugby Tuesday and Thursday evenings, and just wondered what you'd recommend for me to do Monday to Friday, whether it be a push-pull legs and maybe 2 power days on a Tuesday and a Thursday where I've got my rugby, or whether you'd say to drop a Friday before a game.
Obviously, a lovely question that is, because obviously my background is football, but obviously I train a lot of rugby players as well from a performance point of view. Now, the biggest thing for guys that are, if you like, semi-professionals, so obviously Aaron's a semi-professional, he's got a normal job, but also plays rugby. Although he's when people say semi-professional, he's still going to be hitting people on a Saturday afternoon, like the pros probably do, very hard. Yeah. But the thing is, the biggest thing you've got to realise is your body needs to be adaptable to do that. Now, how would I advise that? It depends on, obviously, one, it depends on your position, 2, it depends on what the training you do right now. But based on what I know from you, I'll definitely advise you to devise a program where it's basically a program that balances your training throughout the year, because let's say winter comes now, it's really cold, for instance, injuries happen very easily, so you need to strengthen your body. Before you start thinking about becoming really powerful, it's actually protecting your body to become, if you like, resilient with the sort of strain that you're going to put yourself on Saturday. Now, you could become really strong, that's not, I mean, lots of guys think it's about strength, but it's what your body can capable of traveling, because when you play rugby, it's not about how much you can bench press it, it's how functional you are, transferring that power through changing of direction. And that's what a lot of guys, especially rugby players, I love to talk about this because it's something that a lot of people forget, because a lot of people think it's about being powerful and shifting weight. Now, when you're doing weight training, it's all in straight lines. When you're doing a squat, when you're doing a lift, when you're doing a bench press, it's all straight lines. There's no, now try to do a bench press and someone pushes you away from the bar. It's a whole different biomechanic. So this is what these guys go through. So I definitely would advise you to really not to overcomplicate it and make you know, like loads of, get all technical. What I do is I devise a performance, a proper performance, multifunctional training for you on a Monday, because then you've got, the further away from the game you are, that's when you need to put the more recovery. So I definitely do that on a Monday. On a Tuesday, I know you guys train, depending on what I do on a Tuesday, which is probably like some technical work. Rugby, I'll probably do some power training before I go to rugby. And then on Wednesday, I'll start minimizing the load I would do towards the game, because the last thing you need to do is to do some heavy, like deadlifting or functional training on Thursday, and then you absolutely stuffed on Friday, and you play on a Saturday. And that's the, it's all fatigue. But then this is, I mean, I'm just saying that, obviously, when you sit down with someone, say if I was to sit down with Aaron, I'd calculate, it depending on his physiques, depending on what he can do right now, because you can go and say to someone, we're going to do some functional training, what does that mean? What does that mean? Does
Everyone's
it mean?
got a different aspect of it.
Totally. So you really have to devise what that person has to do. I'll give you an example. I'm working close with some Premier League footballers at the moment, and say, for instance, the particular guy I'm working with is a winger. So if I was training winger and I was training, say, a centre back, it's completely different. They're completely different sort of. Someone might say, oh well, he's a footballer, but a centre back has to turn completely different thing. Completely different sort of like
sport specific in a way.
Totally, and that's where you really have to understand what to do in order to help that person become the greatest version. And that's how that. It's true, isn't it? Absolutely. Whether you want to build, whether you're a footballer, whether you're a player, all you're trying to do is become the best you can be in order to do that. So that's I'll answer that question. Anything else?
I mean, touching on that, I think there's a lot of people out there like Aaron who play rugby, well, not play rugby, sorry, play sports, not play. Competing sports, that's it. And probably, obviously, Aaron's doing, how many times a week are you training now?
Well, 5 in the gym, 2 at rugby, and then playing
so how would you facilitate Aaron's diet with that? Because I think that's going to be a big factor on it. I know you mentioned obviously the calories counting, but he wants to make is there certain foods you should be eating to keep his power up?
I would answer that with the question is what first and foremost, most rugby players, they want to look good as well, and that's the biggest problem.
Yeah, it's
and that's the thing with footballers, they want to look amazing and don't want to perform amazing. And looking amazing, performing amazing are two different things. Unless you are genetically gifted, I'm sure you probably play with guys that probably eat crap all day long and they look fantastic and strong. And you might think, oh, well, why does he do that? Is it because you've got a specific diet? You may have, but a lot of the times it's to do with genetics. Well, to do with genetics, it's to do with your mum and dad. Obviously, don't say that I've said that, but that's how it is. It's to do with genetics. But at the end of the day, it all depends really what you want to achieve. So if rugby is your priority, you'd have to have a diet prioritized to rugby. If your looks is the priority, then leave the rugby away, just play when you can and train when you can, and then focus on the looks. But trying to, burn the candles of offense. Don't get me wrong, some guys can do it. I'm not saying you can't do it, but it's really, really hard. Now for Aaron, because I know him, he looks good anyway.
He looks really good.
Yeah, but I think the biggest thing is for him. I would definitely advise. Is probably combine what is most prioritized. So like say for instance, you're going to the winter, is it to actually strengthen your joints, strengthen your knees, strengthen, like what I mean by knees, obviously quads, quadriceps, obviously thighs for the guys just want to just basically the front of the thigh, the back of the thigh, your glutes, so your back gets protected as well. Do plenty of hyper extensions. A lot of rugby players do this. They do a lot of deadlifting, but they end up with really bad backs as well. A lot of times you can strengthen your back without even doing any deadlifting, which is all power or hyper extensions to really like strengthen your erector spinalis. But there is so many things you can do in order to do that. But really to focus on these two guys is two different things. Is obviously structure for you, obviously in terms of the lean bulk. That's one thing a lot of guys do now. Obviously they're lean bulking, but don't forget as well. Well, at the end of the day, everyone is trying to. Most people come to the gym, they want to get a lot leaner and look a lot.
I think what I think between us two, I just want to be a big geezer. I want us to be strong and not being that.
Strong, bit of everything.
Bit of everything. So we both have got opposite things, but it's good to get obviously your advice and how we.
I don't want to give you my perspective. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm an expert or anything like that. I've got a lot of years' experience, but it's down to obviously help these guys really help become better, stronger. You guys doing a great job. You just got to. I think sometimes just tweaking things, tweaking little things, and having actually one thing I'd advise you guys to do: tweak things, but give time to tweak it as well. Because a lot of people they move the goalposts every single day. You know what I mean? You can't. I mean, if you were to ask someone like, I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger is probably the best guy to ask that because he did it like from a very. He was the guy that started it all, really, in a sense, really in terms of like physiques. But those guys did the same workout day in day out for years. Do you know what I mean? It worked, didn't it? I mean, you can't say, oh, well, they keep changing it. They didn't keep changing it. They didn't even have machines. Like, when I say machines, they didn't have the machines they have now. And they built amazing physiques. So
basics is best. Is that
well,
good saying, isn't it?
I won't say basics are best. I just think you've got to give enough time to something to work and then analyze it. But you've got to also have the knowledge to analyze it because a lot of people, I see sometimes people like, I tell you sometimes, I hear people like coming to me asking me a question like, and they've got there's so many detail, but they can't even do a press up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? What is the point of having this sort of? It's almost all the gear, no idea. You know what I mean? You're thinking, you've got all this detail.
Mac aesthetic.
It's very so if that makes any sense to you.
Yeah.
Cool. So any other questions?
No, I think that's covered a lot. I think it's really interesting and how we can definitely become our greatest versions.
After training now, can't wait.
Fantastic. So with all that said, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Check us out on Instagram, which is Carlos Trainer 10.
Thank you.
And also on YouTube, Carlos Trainer. So with all that said, stay happy, stay healthy, stay fit. Take care. Thank you guys. Take care.